Greetings, you've tuned into HouseLux Estate, your go-to channel for insightful financial and economic analyses. We're dedicated to shedding light on the complexities of the financial world, breaking down intricate economic phenomena into clear and engaging content. Our aim? To empower you with the knowledge you need to navigate through the ever-changing and fascinating world of economics. So buckle up, because today we delve into the pressing question on everyone's minds. Why is everything getting more expensive? The first and most apparent reason is inflation. Now, what exactly is inflation? Well, in layman's terms, it's the general increase in prices and the corresponding fall in the purchasing value of money. Picture this: you could buy a candy bar for a dime in the 50s. Today, that same candy bar costs more than $1. That's inflation at work. Inflation is essentially a measure of how much your money is worth at any given time. As prices rise, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services, which, in turn, leads to a decrease in purchasing power. This price increase isn't just limited to candy bars. It's a widespread phenomenon affecting everything from the cost of housing and healthcare to the price of groceries and gas. So, inflation, while a natural part of most economies, is a primary reason for the escalating costs we experience. Second on our list are supply chain disruptions. Picture this: a perfectly functioning global network of manufacturers, distributors, and retailers, all working in harmony to deliver products to your doorstep. But what happens when this chain is disrupted? Unforeseen circumstances like natural disasters, pandemics, or political issues can cause a severe ripple effect. A storm can halt production at a factory halfway around the world, causing a delay in the delivery of your favorite gadget. A pandemic can cause labor shortages at warehouses and distribution centers, slowing down the movement of goods. Political unrest can lead to trade restrictions, making it harder and costlier to import or export goods. These disruptions can lead to a scarcity of products. And as we know, scarcity drives up prices. It's the classic case of supply and demand. When there's less of something available, people are willing to pay more for it. So when supply chains falter, prices soar. The third reason is increased demand. Let's dive into the principle of supply and demand. It's a fundamental economic concept, essentially a relationship between buyers and sellers. When the demand for a product or service goes up, but the supply remains the same, we have more people competing for the same amount of goods or services. This competition among buyers, in turn, drives prices up. It's like a bidding war, where the highest bidder gets the prize. Now imagine this on a grand scale, with millions of consumers and products. This is happening in various sectors, from real estate to tech gadgets, from luxury goods to basic commodities. When demand outpaces supply, it results in higher prices. It's like a seesaw. When one side goes up, the other side follows. So when demand increases, prices are likely to follow suit. Demand plays a significant role in determining prices. As fourth on our list is the rise in labor costs. Now, let's delve into how this impacts the price tags we encounter every day. You see, businesses need people to produce their goods, offer their services, and keep their operations running smoothly. When wages and benefits for these workers increase, businesses often face a rise in their overall production costs. Think about it this way: if a company has to pay more to its employees, it needs to balance out these additional expenses somehow. And that somehow often translates into higher prices for consumers. Whether it's your morning coffee, your new pair of shoes, or the car you've been saving up for, increased labor costs can ripple through various sectors, pushing up the costs of goods and services across the board. So, as you can see, it's not just about companies wanting to make more money. It's a complex web of factors that intertwine. When labor costs climb, so do the prices of goods and services. Fifth, we have government policies and regulations. These can significantly influence the cost of production and, subsequently, the prices of goods and services. Let's delve into this. Government policies can take various forms, from taxes and tariffs to environmental regulations and labor laws. Each of these can directly impact how much it costs to produce a good or service. For example, a tax increase on raw materials can raise production costs, which can then be passed on to the consumer in the form of higher prices. Also, consider regulations. These are rules set by the government to control the way businesses operate. While they are often necessary for safety, ethics, and the environment, they can also increase the cost of compliance for businesses. These costs, too, may end up being reflected in the final price tag. In essence, government actions can have a substantial impact on prices. It's a complex interplay of policies and economics, but the effects are real and tangible. Now, let's quickly run through the last 5 reasons. First off, we have raw material costs. It's simple economics. When the cost of raw materials goes up, the cost of the final product often follows suit. This could be due to a variety of factors, from scarcity of resources and environmental regulations to political instability in regions where these materials are sourced. Increased costs can also stem from higher transportation and processing fees. So, when the cost of steel, copper, or oil rises, this often trickles down to the consumer, pushing up the prices of everything from cars to electronics. Next, we have technological advancements. This might seem counterintuitive because technology is often associated with cost savings. However, the initial investment in new technology can be steep. Businesses need to recoup these costs somehow, and often that means higher prices for consumers. Over time, as the technology matures and becomes more widespread, these costs may decrease. But in the short term, they can contribute to higher prices. Third, we have global economic conditions. The economy is a vast and interconnected web. A recession in one country can have a ripple effect across the globe, affecting everything from exchange rates to commodity prices. Similarly, economic booms can lead to increased demand and higher prices. Inflation rates, interest rates, and employment levels, they all play a part in the global economic jigsaw puzzle that ultimately determines the prices we pay. Then, there's market competition. In a perfect world, competition should drive prices down, but it's not always that straightforward. Companies may engage in price fixing, or there might be a lack of competition due to monopolies or oligopolies. Sometimes, businesses might even engage in price wars, where they deliberately undercut each other to gain market share. This can lead to temporary price reductions, but in the long run, it can also lead to market instability and ultimately higher prices. Last but not least, we have changes in consumer preferences. As consumers, we are constantly evolving, and so are our tastes and preferences. We might develop a taste for organic food, electric cars, or designer clothing. Companies respond to these changes, often investing in new product lines or adapting their existing ones. But these changes come at a cost, and more often than not, it's the consumer who foots the bill. These factors, often interrelated, contribute to the complex phenomenon of rising prices. So, there you have it. 10 reasons why everything is getting more expensive. We've explored how factors like inflation, supply chain disruptions, and increased demand contribute to the rising costs of goods and services. We've also touched upon rising labor costs, government policies, and regulations, and how they can impact prices. Additionally, we've delved into the influence of raw material costs, technological advancements, global economic conditions, market competition, and changes in consumer preferences on price hikes. Understanding these dynamics can empower you to make informed financial decisions. It's not just about lamenting the cost of living, but about grasping the larger economic picture. So keep these 10 reasons in mind the next time you notice that your favorite product or service has become a tad pricier. Thank you for tuning into HouseLux Estate. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, stay financially savvy.